So in pattern making, you will need all those tools that are here. One, you will need a pattern master, a very good tool. You might need a straight ruler and a short ruler, normally for adding seams. I use this for when I'm adding seams to a pattern. It's very handy, and you might want to have it. You also need the scissors. This is a paper scissors. You also need a notch. This is for notching the pattern. You use it to notch to get on them to hang them. You also need an awl. You use it to make a hole on a paper pattern. So you use it to make a hole on a dart so that you could give it a mark to know where to start when you're constructing the garment. It's a very handy tool, and it's not expensive to get. It's like £1. You also need a tracing wheel. Like when you want to trace off a pattern, you use this to trace a pattern. Yeah. You also need pencils. Like I've got different types here. I've got these HB pencils. I've got this propelling pencil, mechanical pencil. So this is my favorite. Like this one is just a propelling mechanical pencil, and I use it a lot. This is like it's like 0.7 mil. This is my favorite. I use it. I've got like so many of it here, and I use it a lot. This is also like a big, and it's got a pencil in it, but it also has so many colors. So like when I'm coding a pattern, and because I like to code my patterns with colors so that I know which is which one goes with which. So you can see I use this a lot when I'm coding. But it also has a pencil in it. And this gray one is a pencil. It's a pencil, and I use it a lot as well. Yeah. I use it, and the pen, the red, the blue, I use them a lot because I like to code my pattern when I'm making pattern and writing names and what they are used for. They are very useful. This is very useful for me. You also need your measuring tape. Like when you're making a pattern, you need a measuring tape to measure. Mostly I use this when I'm measuring a client. It's very important that you take your measurement with this correctly. But this ruler, mostly this, that, and the pattern master is very handy and useful when you're making a pattern. You also need an eraser for mistakes. So you have to erase. When you've made a mistake, you can erase and start all over again and correct your mistakes. It's very handy. I also need a tape. You see, I use this a lot because when you're manipulating dots, you want to cut and join, or you want to close up a dot, or you want to cut things, you can cut them and use this as well. So it's very handy. But then as we go on, I'm going to show you how I use all these tools that I will be showing you as I go on. And when I'm teaching a class, each one I'm using, I'm going to tell you where I'm using it and why I am using it. This is also like a tag. It's very useful. I use it when I've finished making a pattern and I am storing it. So I use it to code my patterns, to code my blogs, to code clients patterns and hang them. Like if you look at this paper, I've used the red one here, and I've also used it for the back side. So this is telling me that these two patterns goes together, and that I have adjusted them and that they fit well. Yeah. So when I finish any of my pattern and it fits the client very well, I like to use this to put under my, I can use any color, red, green. I use it on patterns so that I could know which one goes to which one. I could add it to, so normally how I use it is, so when I draft a pattern and the pattern has a sleeve, the pattern has a borders or a skirt, or like it has a many panels on them. So what I normally use is that I use these colors to code them, to mark on them, and that's telling me that this sleeve and that borders or skirt or a trouser goes together with a particular design. Yeah, yes, it goes together with a particular design. So when I'm maybe like when a client is somewhere or not around or travel and they want me to make something and send to them, so what I normally go, I go to the client's library and pick up their pattern and I look at them. I can now tell, oh, okay, I've got red here on this pattern, and I've got red on the sleeve or on the skirt or on the blouse. That's telling me that this whole pattern goes together, so that I don't have to start looking to start making up pattern again. I can reuse them. Yeah, I can reuse a pattern or a sleeve for another one, but I don't know if you get it, but this is a very handy one to use. So I like using it a lot. But that's it. So these are all my pattern making tools. They're very, very useful. So, but as we go on, I'm gonna show you how to use them.